morning, and how is everybody doing this fine day? I've got a wee gap in proceedings, so I thought I will jump on and say hello and get everybody up to date what we've been up to. So, we just finished our 3-day fasting yesterday, which was a really, really enjoyable experience. Yeah, obviously for me, running so many retreats, it's the people that come make it or break it. And in general, we have, everybody comes and understands the workload that I have, and that we're doing our best with a very small operation. So it's always such a joy when everybody's so grateful and so helpful. So yeah, I have to give a big shout out to all the guys that were here for the fasting retreat, because clearly fasting can be a challenge, right? Oh, what's happened there? Can you still see me? I don't know. I think I don't know what happened there. Anyway, internet's not fantastic. It's big, this place. You have to come to a retreat here. It's just jaw-dropping. And much as they keep saying it's a work in progress, which it obviously is, they're still doing up. They just, everywhere you turn, there is something beautiful. All the spaces that have been created in the house, in the garden, so well thought out from somebody like Steph. Rick's done incredible work here as well. Steph's clearly the feminine interior designer. It's just, even in the kitchen, all the quality of the cookware, and yeah, and then the beds, the quality of the pillows and the duvets and the linen. It's just incredible. So I'm hugely, hugely grateful for the time that I've been able to spend here, and for all the people that have come to Cretan to join in our retreats. Obviously, it can be, we had 6 retreats in Skye. I didn't run them all, but I'm there doing the food, observing and learning different things from all the different amazing teachers that we have. And the same here. As you know, I had the luxury of a week with Jennifer Main at the start of this healing down here. And that was really transformational, I have to say, in terms of, I've done Theta 1 before. She didn't really teach me anything that I hadn't already heard, but it just went in a completely different level. And I've been talking to her about doing this training, Theta 1 and 2 together, because to be honest, I would recommend, if you can, that you do these 2 trainings together, because it's just day after day after day after day, because it's quite new. It's very mind expanding. And it's a daily practice that you're much more likely, I'm finding I'm bringing it into my other retreats, which is great to have something new and something so powerful. Because really all the work we do is about inspiring you to the intelligence within. And some people are not really ready to hear that, because they're still reliant on the pharmaceutical model. But our understanding, our new understanding of the body is remarkable, to say the least, and the healing power, but it's all in here. Starts and finishes in the good old mind. And I think a lot of people know that now, that what we think has an impact on our biology. Our biography becomes our biology, which can be pretty scary if you think about all the crazy things that you've thought about and spent time worrying about in the past. It's a big responsibility. Oh, sorry. It's a big responsibility to take on. That is taking full responsibility for your health, without blaming yourself and feeling that you're responsible for being sick. And we're living in times with unprecedented levels of dis-ease. So we really need to learn these things. You know, there's only so much that can be done and with drugs and surgery. And I think a lot of people are finding now they've gone there, they've tried everything and they're not getting the results. What do you really want? You want to be free from pain on an emotional level, on a physical level, on a spiritual level. So it's the moving out of suffering. And that's really where the breathwork comes in. So tomorrow we start our second breathwork training down in this beautiful space. And it's a residential training, which we didn't have the luxury of doing before. So I've got people here for 4 days. I'm going to be teaching them how to do the very unique breathwork that we do, which is obviously two big differences is how we breathe in and how the guided language that we use, which is based on the Sedona method, to encourage people to let go. Because, I mean, that's like in the last year, calendar year and a few months, I've ran like, about 20 retreats? Around about that, you can count them. A lot of retreats, a lot of experience. I spent 3 months living with 9 sick people, teaching them breathwork every single day. I've got tons of experience in this field and observing how people do it. And, you know, letting go takes courage. Breathing takes courage. Going in the ice takes courage. You know, most people won't do it. It's fascinating for me because how do you, you know, we cannot fix anybody. Morning, Nikki. Letting it go, exactly. Yeah, we cannot fix anybody. Nature cannot fix anybody. What we can do is we can tune in via our emotional guidance scale to see how are we feeling today. And of course, you know, I'm a huge fan of these love tuners because you can just do it super easily. Things aren't great. Blow yourself into 528. You'll immediately feel your nervous system calming down. Because your superpower right now, well, is self-regulation, self-soothing, being able to come out the states of drama and reaction and come into these calm states where you can make decisions that will serve you and everyone else around you. And you won't say things that you don't really mean, because that's the challenge, really, is to stay in state. And with our breathwork training, it's very different. I know that from every other breathwork training that I've done and that I've talked to other people, because the science of what happens with the CO2, the oxygen and the nitric oxide is a tiny part of what's important about the breathwork. You hear a lot about, oh, that's dangerous, they're dangerous, it's too dangerous. Some people's nervous systems can't take hyperventilation, controlled hyperventilation. Some people can hardly breathe their own bodies. They're so vulnerable now. And, you know, we're living in unprecedented times around disease. The last 5 years, with all the infections that have been around and all the vaccinations, people are in a different place than they've ever been in history. My daughter was at the hospital the other night and they said to her, maybe in 5 to 10 years' time, you'll understand this. You know, they don't even know. So who takes responsibility for the body, if not us? And you know, I'm big on that. I will help anybody, but I am not your doctor, your nurse, your carer. I will help you and I'll look after you and I'll give you great food and I'll make sure you've got all the tools that you need, but you need to participate and you can't blame me if it doesn't go the way you want it to go. And it was funny, I was listening to somebody who's bringing down Joe Dispenza, which blows my mind how people actually like to make a living out of bringing others down. Scott Kearney, I think he does it to everyone. He did it to Wim Hof as well. And it was like that not everybody heals. Oh, that's the biggest problem you've got with Joe Dispenza. Not looking at the thousands of people that he helps, but looking at the few that could not be helped for whatever reason. And there's many, many reasons for that. It's not a blame game. I mean, I get fascinated by who gets the results and who doesn't. You know, it's who heals and who doesn't. And some people don't even hardly need to try, and they get shifts. And, you know, we're learning all about this, about how, and how we do it is we collaborate, you know, and unfortunately, a lot of people are too scared to collaborate, to share their networks, because the way I see it is, and especially when it comes to the biotherapies, which is relatively new in the market, everybody that's doing biotherapies, let's get together and discuss your results. What are you seeing? What's working for some and what's not working for some? I'm already starting to see things that work for people and don't work for others, and how we can adjust it to make sure that everybody understands and gets the best benefit. But the reality is sometimes you don't know until you try it. You know, I've watched hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people breathe over the last 8 years. And, you know, some people are very timid and scared and they will have the most amazing breakthrough. Other people are going at it and they don't. It's only when you try, and if you're willing to practice and willing to persevere, and that's on you, it's not on me. All we can do, and any breathwork instructor, no matter how brilliant they are, is encourage you. And there's two things that we know. The longer you breathe and the more you breathe, the better chemistry you're going to get. That beautiful out into the ether of light. Hi Maggie, how you doing? It's amazing when you find that nugget that works. Yes, you certainly have. It's so inspirational to see what you've done. It really is. And this is the thing. If I went to a yin yoga class 10 years ago, I would have been like that. What? Ashtanga for me the whole way. I like energy, I like sweat, and I like pulse raise. Now I'm like that. I'm fascinated by these slow ones that work in the fascia and the field. Yeah, so it's a different time for me. I'm learning different new things like everybody. But I wouldn't say yin yoga shit and Ashtanga shit. No, there's different times, different breathworks at different times. And, you know, there is after you've done the breath work, things can come up and things can, but you're safe. The thing is, see if you don't trust the body and you don't work with somebody who trusts the body 100 million% like me, then you're in trouble. Because, well, what happened? Because the reality is, I can look at people, I don't know what their experience is. How do I know what happened? But what do I know? I know about your nervous system, and I know how to make you feel safe. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. And then you learn and you will be taught how to calm yourself down. So yeah, so what we're doing is, obviously when I come back up the road, this last 4 days is my final event down here, and a huge shout out to Stephanie and Rick for this. This has been my home. It's just been incredible. It's beautiful, the nature, the birds, the animals. It's like the sauna. My little cabin, it's just idyllic. It's a perfect healing centre, a sanatorium for people to come. I see it every day. You know, this is why I do it. The phenomenal results that people get in a few days of just reconnecting back to themselves and being around people that are up and positive and believe in God, whatever you want to call it, the unified field, the universe, and believe in the body. Believe that we're way, way more. There's something going on that we didn't quite understand. That's it. And feeling safe in your body and knowing, being reassured that you are a magnificent energy being. So let's just do a wee tuning into 528, because you know that's ultimately the state we want to be vibrating in. It's pure, unconditional love. And there's many ways that we can get into it. One, of course, is the breath. So just do 5-5, breathing in and out. And in, out. And in and out. And in and out. in and out. Just close your eyes and tune in with me. Think about somebody or someone or some place that you love unconditionally. Oh, this thing is so easy. So easy. Just turn yourself into a 528 singing bowl. And focusing on the heart and that epicenter, the green, yellow, key of C. Playing the music that you love, playing the frequencies that you love, knowing that you have the power to change how you feel, to regulate your nervous system. And you can just put your fingers in your ears like this and just gently pull down in the bottom of the ear. What can you feel when you do that? And then just fill your ears up and hum. The power of the human voice and singing, humming, chanting calms the vagus nerve, creates more nitric oxide, which creates more flow in the blood system, circulatory system. So you should feel by now you're just a little bit calmer. A little bit calmer. It's all about feeling safe. And most of us now are not feeling safe in our world. So we have to tell the body, calm down. Calm down. Some people find it, I actually quite like putting my hands on my body. I am safe. I am free. I am loved. I am guided. I am protected. So start talking and thinking about what you want. So with that, I'll say goodbye. I need to go and do my shopping. I've got 15 people arriving here to do the breathwork training. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm going to have an amazing few days. I hope that you do too. And I will see you on the other side. Ciao.